Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you? How is everything? Well, I believe that you are all fine. Alhamdulillah for that. The last week I gave you an exercise. And what is that? Yes, you are right. It was a comprehension passage. Good. Well, I must tell you this time around that there has been an improvement. Kudos to you for that. But I want more improvement because we are not yet there. But I must sincerely appreciate your concern. Yes, by now you must have got your scores very good. Well, the scores, as you can see, that we still have a long way to go. And that's why I'm here today again to give this lecture. And before I introduce another topic, which is a follow-up to last summary texting exercise, well, it is my duty to first of all give answers to the last comprehension passage. Why you scored those ones you scored, and why you didn't get those ones that you missed there. Yes. You remember in the question, but before I proceed, no doubt you know who is taking you now. Well, I still need to introduce myself. I am Otunla AS, and my partner, as you all know, is Mrs. Adeli Bigbe, BMA. This is week 5, and of course, lesson 1. In the comprehension passage given to you, you have read it several times, no doubt about that. For question A, the question A states or says that identify the addressee. Funny enough, some of you gave your answers as the readers, that the readers are the addressee. Wow, no, that's not it. The question says, once again, identify the addressee. That is question A. In a simple form, the answer is a typical student. A what? A typical student. That is 1 mark. That is 1 mark. And there are 2 categories for this particular answer. It doesn't end there. Are typical students. If you have written that, you have got just 1 mark. Then you proceed. You are expected to proceed and say, preparing for an examination or a test. A typical student, that is 1 mark. Preparing for an examination or a test, that is 1 mark again, making 2 marks. I believe that is clear. Now I want to proceed, and that is to question number B. What does it say? Can you read it there? Yes. Why is the sophomore averse to studying during the day? I take it again. Why is the sophomore averse to studying during the day? The answer is, it is because he believes that he concentrates better late at night. It is because he believes that he concentrates better late at night. Or it is because he loves going out with his friends during the day. That is just 1 mark. That is 1 mark. Is that clear? Now I want to proceed to question number C, which says, what in your own opinion are 2 major flaws inherent in the sophomore study habits? Yes, flaws. You know that? Flaws. What, in your own opinion, are 2 major flaws inherent in the sophomore's study habits? Yes, the sophomore procrastinates, or the sophomore works under stress, or the sophomore deprives himself of sleep unnecessarily. The sophomore procrastinates, the sophomore works under stress, the sophomore deprives himself of sleep unnecessarily. That is 1 mark for each. You have 2 marks there. Now, I want to proceed to question number D. What is the writer's attitude to the sophomore study habits? Yes. Of course, I expected all of you to score this because that was the project given to you before this exercise, and it is very straightforward and simple. The writer disapproves of, or the writer condemns of them. What I'm saying here is that the writer disapproves of them, or the writer condemns of them. Then, or you can put it this way and say the writer's attitude is that of disapproval, or the writer's attitude is that of condemnation. That is also a mark, just 1 mark. Now, question number E. Quote a sentence from the extract to support your answer in D. Again, quote a sentence from the extract to support your answer in D. That is not far-fetched. It is there. I think if you observe it very well, the last sentence of the passage, which says, last paragraph, regrettably, many of you out there fancy taking a leaf out of the sophomore's book. That is 1 mark. Regrettably, many of you out there fancy taking a leaf out of the sophomore's book. Now, question number F. What is question number F? Can you read it there? Okay, yes. It says, identify the figure of speech contained in each of the following expressions and give the meaning of each expression. I take that again. Identify the figure of speech contained in each of the following expressions and give the meaning of each expression. What is that? Number 1. He pays the price. He pays the price. So what is now the figure of speech? Some of you wrote personification. No. The figure of speech is metaphor. It is a metaphorical expression. It is a metaphor. That is 1 mark. And what does it mean? Some of you stopped your answer at the figure of speech alone without giving the meaning. That is halfway, and that is half done. Of course, it is half a mark. You should proceed to give the meaning. The meaning is, he suffers unpleasantness. In a simple form, he suffers unpleasantness. That is 1 mark 2, making 2. Then for question number 2, that is the second expression. That is fancy taking a leaf out of the sophomore's book. Just like in the first expression, it is also a metaphor. It is a metaphorical expression, which means like copying the self-formal style. Like copying the self-formal style. That is that. Now, let us proceed to question number G, which is grammatical name and function. And what's that? It's an expression, a three-word expression, late at night. Simple, short, and concise. Oh, regrettably, disappointedly, some of you didn't get it. What is the grammatical name? Yes, can you try it now? Now that you have seen your score? Yes. No, it is not an adverbial clause. It is an adverbial phrase. There's no verb there. Therefore, it is an adverbial phrase. That is 1 mark, as usual. WAHEC standard. And what is the function there? Oh, no. No. And that is why you didn't get it. If you have written it modifies concentrate, then it is 0. Without including can, it modifies can concentrate. That is 2 marks, 2 giant marks. It modifies can concentrate. Both can and concentrate there, they are verbs there. And so you can't take only concentrate and believe you will score it. No. I'm sorry for that. Now, can we proceed? Yes. That is question number A. What's that? Word substitution. Word substitution. Word substitution. A test. That is an examination. A test, an examination. I'm sorry, if you have written only exam and exam, it won't be given to you. It should be written in full, an examination. And we have warned you against that before. I'm sorry. Then for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you have your answer as a fortnight or 14 days. I take that again. A fortnight or 14 days. Number 3 now. Believes. You have feels, thinks, or reckons. Believes. You have feels as an answer, thinks, or reckons. Number 4. Friends. You have pals. Yes, pals. Buddies. Buddies. Cronies and chums. Number 5. Cram. Study or revise. Number 6. Prized. And that is why, listen to the pronunciation very well, prized with D. And that is why your answer must also include D. So you have cherished, treasured, or valued. That's 1 mark for each, making 6 marks. Everything is 20 marks. Now, can you now see where you have deviated? Yes. Study the questions, the passage again. Study your answers. Study our own answers as well and see where you have missed it out. I believe in the next exercise, you do better. Bismillah. Thank you very much. Well, that is that about the comprehension passage. Now, to the heart of the matter, and that is for today's exercise. It is not too long. It's a very short exercise which I believe you should be able to do within a day. Yes. And what is that? The topic is follow up to last summary texting exercise. You know that? Do you know the summary I'm talking about here? The one that asks the question, which says in 5 sentences, state the factors that contributed to the writer's academic success. I take it again. In 5 sentences, state the factors that contributed to the writer's academic success. Yes, what are you to do now? Good. The first thing you are going to do, that is number 1. Study more carefully the answers. That is, your own answers. Study more carefully the answers. First, your answers and our own answers. The one given to you. The one I gave you as the final answer. So, study more carefully the answers, your answers, and ours to the summary question. That is the first step. Number 2, use our marking scheme to score your answers. What do I mean by that? Use our marking scheme to mark your answers. You mark yourself. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm saying. You mark yourself. Remember the maximum marks. That is, what's the maximum marks? 30. That means it is 6 for each because there are 5 items. There are 5 questions there. And of course, 5 answers. Having done that, you proceed to number 3. In 1 sentence, I take it again. In 1 sentence, state what you consider to be your major undoing vis-a-vis your answers and the marking scheme. Yes, why did you score that mark? Why? In 1 sentence, state what you consider to be your major undoing. The reason why you scored that low mark. Yes, that is what I'm talking about here. In 1 sentence, state what you consider to be your major undoing vis-a-vis your answers and the marking scheme. Yes, you compare the two. Then number 4, send your score and comments as soon as possible since they are to be used during our interactive session, which comes up shortly. Yes, and that is that. Very simple. Yes. I take it again. Follow up to last summary texting exercise. 1, study more carefully the answers, yours and ours, to the summary question. 2, use our marking scheme to score your answers. Remember the maximum marks is 30 marks. Yes. Number 3, in 1 sentence, state what you consider to be your major undoing vis-a-vis your answers and the marking scheme. Then number 4, send your score and comments as soon as possible since they are to be used during our interactive session, which comes up shortly. And that is that about the exercise. Yes, date of submission. You are to submit this assignment on or before Wednesday, 10th June 2020. Again, you are to submit these assignments on or before Wednesday, 10th June 2020. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.